Great. Okay. Hello, folks. I'm Steve Socorro with SecurityInfoWatch. I'm really happy to be at the Camio booth with CEO Carter Maslan and Rex Sheets. Okay. I know I was going to.
Okay.
And it's amazing. You're in San Mateo, California, and right around that hotbed, we were just happened to be talking about the Edge AI and Vision Alliance, and that's right around where the Vision Summit was back in May, and you're going to be attending that in the future. So it's wonderful that you're part of that ecosystem, and one of the reasons why I'm speaking to you is because I hope that more folks in the security industry recognize solution providers like you that use powerful processors in the back, like the Halo 8. I know it's new, it hasn't been formally released, but there's a discrete number of companies that have products like that, like Lanark, like yourself, that are using it, that are solution providers, that actually provide performance that's probably about 50 times what you see around in the industry. Enormous scale. So I'll stop talking and you start talking.
Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, today we're excited to announce a new product from Camio called Camio Flex. And it's the first VMS alternative that runs natively on Kubernetes, which is the infrastructure that has been developed by all the major cloud providers. We're bringing that on-prem and combining it with the systems on a chips that are amazingly good for AI analysis, with the overall goal of having the security industry finally able to be immediately responsive to prevent problems rather than just being evidence collection for forensics after the fact. So today's a huge deal for us just because it's the first time that you've had the flexibility to do what you used to do on data centers only at the edge with these fantastic chips at great price points.
Now what's important to know, when you say at the edge, you're talking about on your machines, not necessarily on the actual existing camera. So
the beauty of today, that's
you
true.
Just
we
want
call
the
it
existing video stream.
Yeah,
right?
We'll work with the existing video streams for existing cameras. However, the thing that we're meeting with partners at the conference about is that the same technology that we call as near edge, which is close to the camera but not on the camera, can be run on the camera. So that's the thing that we think is a great opportunity for the camera makers, is to have their cameras be participants in these clusters and do these complicated workloads on the camera, distributed with near edge computing and cloud computing.
Right. In the future.
In the future.
I don't want the readers to get confused with that they have your technology now on their camera.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so it's not today.
Right now we are near the cameras.
Yeah.
We're next to the camera.
And that's actually extraordinarily positive because they can make use of existing cameras and add on your product.
Exactly. That has worked very well with the customers, and everyone loves this idea particularly because we call it the last ladder problem, which means you don't want to replace your cameras altogether. You just set up new cameras, now you learn about Camio, you should be able to deploy it right away. And we are a 1 hour deployment away because we can work on any existing infrastructure, we can run on top of a virtual machine, we can run on your IT in your space talking to those cameras. So all we need to have is access to that camera on some net.
It's so perfectly said because a lot of cities, they can't afford a mass replacement of cameras. So what do you do now? You can, if I'm understanding this correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you can bring skeletal, you can bring edge, edge alerts, complex boundaries like what we're seeing here. Right? You can do that today.
Exactly. On any existing camera. That's the nice thing. It uses the RTSP H.264 video stream of any camera, including this break-in. Yes, we'll know when you're horizontal in a car. Yes.
So talk to me how that looks in terms of, let's say I'm the city of Houston, and I've got all these, I'm not going to say dumb cameras, but you know, they're great HD cameras, high image quality, but you know what, I got a few different command centers that I want to stream to, make it fault tolerant, and give me the AI I need.
Exactly. well, the beauty of it is Rakshit had made a point that AI has got escalating expectations because the bar is human intelligence. So no matter how smart the camera is, people are going to ask more of the camera. So the ability to add new AI models dynamically and light up selectively, let's say you only want intersection cameras that tell you every U-Haul that has been seen in the last 12 hours, you can now do that no matter what the original compute power of the camera was.
So you have a near edge AI appliance right now?
Yes, it can either operate as an appliance or as a virtual machine or as a Kubernetes cluster. It doesn't matter which way you deploy it.
So if there's a server that's located near an aggregation point
exactly.
in a city,
exactly.
you can place that server?
Exactly. Exactly.
Put on top of that server. It doesn't have to like replace anybody because
so the VM can run there.
VM can run on top of it.
Show me the near edge appliance, or talk about it.
Well,
let me bring the small.
It's okay. You can just talk about it.
Okay. Well, we'll bring. Do you have a small one? Sure. Oh yeah. Okay.
It's okay, Carter.
Yeah. No, this is a tiny edge device.
This is the reason why I want the public to see it is because this is huge.
Yeah, it is.
It's tiny, but it's huge. This is.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
People don't understand what they're looking at, but this is not a microcomputer. This is the equivalent of, like, if I'm understanding this correctly, the power of probably 15 of the current cameras that are out there right now.
Well, not this one specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, but with the supplemental socks.
With the supplement, yeah. So this one does not have the Halo chip, for example.
But if it did.
But if it did, yes.
It would have the power of multiple cameras.
Was I about right?
Yes.
15 cameras.
Yeah, so basically, we conservatively rate the number of streams based on the anticipation of running multiple heavy-duty AI models on it.
Like this.
Like this. But
like that skeletal detection.
Exactly.
So, in other words, you can tell if somebody's jumping into a car in a carjacking.
Exactly, or if they're sawing off a catalytic converter, you know somebody that is crouching, sitting, or lying down under your car is unusual. And so being able to know that and alert on it from an existing camera is what will be enabled by devices as small as this ARM processor supplemented with systems on a chips from other companies that are making AI accelerators for inference, all the way to big rack servers in data centers. So it scales to any size.
Do you have an external enclosure in a camera? Place this inside of there.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get the camera makers to put the stuff inside the cameras too. So that's coming, I know.
And the beauty on top of it is the software layer where we are not forcing anything to, a rigid SDK. We are saying let's stay on the open standards. So we run on native Kubernetes platform with native containers, which means let's deploy container by container and move that container to the best possible location. If that location,
the bandwidth, that's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. If that location ends up being the camera, great. We get direct stream.
Or aggregation point.
Aggregation.
Or
cloud.
Yeah,
Cloud,
exactly.
And that's how we move the pipeline all the way through. So you're never really limited. If there is like a new requirement only for next 1 week, you have a special event and you want 10 new detection models running for that week, we can supplement it on leftover capacity at the edge, or we can supplement it in the cloud, right? There's just really no limitation.
So your flexibility, there's no reason for somebody to say no. All that you have to do is to get in touch with people. That's great.
Exactly.
So you're, I know right now you're looking to essentially be an ODM or an OEM for a solution provider, meaning that's edge AI talk for manufacturers talk for, hey, these camera companies are solution providers and you are going to provide a part or a component that's going to go inside of that camera, and it's going to do that.
Exactly. That's the future that we want. Is instead of treating everything as like a siloed SDK stack, have it become a general compute platform.
And today, a city,
can take their existing cameras. Exactly, existing cameras. They could be even analog cameras if they can be digitized through their existing NVR. So as long as you can pull an H.264 stream out of them, it'll work.
And it could be 720p streams?
480p.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a lot of times you can get just as good information content out of a 480p stream as you can a 4K stream if you're really just wanting to know there's a person in an unauthorized location.
And probably the reason for that is that you're not missing any frames. because you're processing at a far higher level.
Exactly. We basically. Exactly.
And we can also decide based on the frame size, like if there is a smaller resolution, we can choose to skip frame versus not skip frame. And if we, let's say we have now an 8 MP camera, we may not need to use all those frames. So we can make a decision depending on the quality of information that we are getting. And that's embedded in our software.
As I understand it, you would believe, you've got to believe, if I'm understanding this correctly, that, you know, the VMS developers that are existing now really can't bolt on their own. They really need to work with a company like yourself that is AI proficient and to allow you to either integrate with them or to allow you to become the video management system for that solution.
Yeah, I mean, I think the amount of work that it takes to re-architect from your normal old school Windows server with SDKs and software patches as an appliance to Kubernetes with nodes and pods was, even coming from cloud native. We all came from Google and we were like used to cloud native. It was a big effort. So I'm sure the entire industry will migrate towards Kubernetes because it's just such a better compute model. So whether that they adopt us as an OEM platform or just incrementally add us as an overlay to an existing system, we're agnostic about that. We really just want to make it as quick as possible to make cameras smart enough to tell you what warrants your attention.
It really sounds like you got the best of both worlds. You got great computer vision, engineering resources here, people that understand deep neural networks, convoluted neural networks, understand libraries, how not to break something. You have the components right now to actually get it done.
Exactly.
And you're going to be planning in the future to push the industry forward in the right direction.
Exactly. It's like
how do we buy this? So
how do you buy it?
Website is cameo.ai?
Cameo.com.
Camio.com. CAMIO.com.
Yep.
And an end user can get online and
we sell through integrators and solution providers. So we're happy to get you matched with a great partner.
Good. Yep. So you do that on a regional basis and a capabilities
exactly.
basis, I hope.
Yep. We do both global, national, regional, and all capability based.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Carter, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.